So, hello everyone. Let's proceed with our next video, that is methods in Java. So, in some languages, you will see that we call them as functions, and in some languages, we call them as methods. So, this is basically a block of code that performs a specific task. For example, if you want to print something multiple times in your program, like for example, if you want to print this hello Java, so you can create a method named greet here. Okay, it means you will have to write code only once and you can use and as many times as you want. So for using this, you will just need to call this method greet. You need not to write what all things are written in this. For example, you can create a method like public int, for example, add two two numbers, and you can give int a comma int b you can give. Okay, what is this? Basically you are giving two numbers as input, and here what you can print int sum equals to a plus b, and you can return sum. So what is this? This is basically a function add two numbers. So you can call this add two num as many times as you want. For example, if you want to add 2 plus 3, if you want to add 5 plus 10, you can call as many times in the code wherever you want with different parameters. This int a and int b were two parameters. So greet here is a method and it performs a task printing a hello Java. Okay. So why do we need methods? Because without methods, code become too long. For example, if you want to add two numbers, if you have to write this complete code again and again, then it might you might feel like again and again I am doing the same task, and you might feel like this is repetitive because you are doing the same task but with different like you are doing the same task and writing the same code again and again in your editors. So this will increase the length of your code, and it you are repeating the same code again and again, and maintenance become difficult when you go for longer code or large applications. Okay, so that's why method are helpful if you want to reuse some part of code for better readability, for easy debugging, for modular programming, and reducing duplicate code. You will get to know all these things in detail later, because when we use this method in editor, we'll show everything how it is better than simple writing again and again. Now, if we see real life example, suppose you make tea every day. Instead of writing all steps daily, like boil water, add tea, add sugar, add milk, what if you create a method, say make tea? And whenever you want to create a tea, you just call this method. That's all. You need not to write all these steps again daily. And what is the syntax of the method? First of all, you will write return type. What is the return type? Like we have written int for add to number, and the method name like we took add to num. Now you will be asking me, but you wrote public in front of it. What was the public? If you have not gone through my previous videos, go through them. It was just an access modifier, right? Till now you are aware of what are access modifiers and all if you have seen my previous video. If not, please go back and see them. Now this is also a show function or method with return type as void, means it will not return anything and you can just print whatever you want, and you can do all other operations you want, but you won't write something in return statement. We have discussed previously about return statement also. If you have not gone through the videos, go through them once. Now, what is the difference between method declaration and method calling? If you want just creating a method, that is declaration. For example, you are just creating a method, say greet here, and you are printing hello. But what is the use of this method if you are not calling it somewhere? Then what is the need of creating it? So when you need to call this method, you just call this greet. If we have to code add two number method which we have created, we were passing parameters. Remember, we were passing 2 plus 3. This is because while creating a method, we have given two int values in the uh, these are called parameters while creating the method, right? And without calling, method will not run. Okay, so this is just a demo class in which we have created a greet method, and in main class we have called this greet method. Now I can show you this method in VS Code so that you can better understand. Just give me a second. This example I'll tell you later. For example, let's create demo.java in which we'll create public class demo. In this class, we'll create one method public. For example, like what we had will take same public static void greet. Okay, public static void greet. We'll create this method and we'll just say system dot out dot print, and then print will write hello. Okay, and now we'll create one main method inside this class only, that is public static void main. Static void main string arguments, and we are calling this greet method. So don't get confused. These are just the extensions which are causing this linting and all those things. You need not to worry about them. Now I'll just run this program and we'll see the output. We are calling greet here, so we'll get hello as output. First it is compiling the code, and then it is running the code. Java C is a compiler, which you can see here, demo.java. See, we got hello as output here. This is what we are doing. We are just calling this method. For example, now if we create public static, oh, for example, okay, public static, say int and add two num. Okay, add two numbers, and we are returning the sum of two numbers. And here we are calling add two numbers and 5 int. Okay, so let's store it in a variable called result, and then we'll print the value of sum. Okay, so this is also same. You can easily identify. Greet will first print hello. This line will print hello. This is the error due to sometimes you might face this issue in your VS Code. So what you can do is you will have this code runner file. You just delete this file and then restart your code, rerun your code. It will work fine. This is some error which you might observe. If it is still not gone, I'll just delete it. Yeah. Now if I'll run this, it should work fine. It will first create demo.class here. See, it created demo.class and it has given us hello, then sum 15. If we want it to come in next line, we'll use print ln here, right? Now observe the change in the output. You will see hello will be in first line and sum 15 will come in another line. This is also method but with parameters. This is a method without parameters, right? See the output here, right? Now I think you got an idea of what are methods. So let's go back to our video PPT and we'll see what all things are there. Now, type of methods in Java. There are basically two types of methods, that are predefined methods and user-defined methods. Predefined methods are already created by Java. As the name is suggesting, they are already defined. For example, the println system.out.println we were using till now, it is also a predefined method. Maths.sqrt is for square root of, for example, if you are square rooting 25, that is value 5 it will give. Or if you want to find the length of a string, or if you want to convert a string to uppercase or to lowercase methods, all these methods are inbuilt methods or predefined methods. Okay, and the user defined methods are created by the programmer or us. So for example, we created the greet method. That was also an example of user defined method. If you want to create a study method, this is also a user defined method because you are creating it. Now we'll see method with no return value. The greet method which we have seen previously, that was having a void keyword, right? Void means the return type is, it will not return anything. Okay, so here you can see this is a show method which is printing hello, and we don't have any return type. It can only perform actions, it will not return anything. And what if a method has a return value? It will send back the data. For example, we were adding two number and we were using int, so it will return some integer value, and this is what we have in return. This is just without parameters. If you have this add to num with parameters function, if you have public static int add two numbers, int a comma int b, that example if you want to see, you can return like int sum equals to a plus b, and you can return sum. Sum is an integer value, so this will be our return value. This will also be an integer because we have specified here int. Okay. Now methods with parameters which we have seen, we were adding two number int a and int b, and we are just printing their value. Or and you can call this method like this way in another method which we have already seen, and this will print the output 30. Okay. Method without parameters, for example, we are just printing hello in a hello function. No input is required in the braces. Now four type of method combinations are possible. No return type, no parameter. For example, this void show. No return type but with parameters. This will be no return type means void. With parameters means something will be there in the braces. Return type will be there either int, either string, either long, double, whatever you want. And no parameter means there will be nothing in the brackets. And return type plus parameter means return type like int, and the parameters they contain two parameters. For example, you can have as many parameters as you want. Okay. Now common mistakes what student make is they forgot to call a method. They no they can they declared a method, but what is the point of declaring and defining a method if you are not calling it? Because calling is most important. Okay, so don't forget to call the method. Now, next is wrong return time. So sometimes you are using int, but you are not returning an integer value here, right? So this will cause error, compilation errors. So super short revision will be method is just a block of code to perform some task. Its another name is function. It is used to perform some specific task. It improves code reusability. We have two type of function, predefined and user defined. Void means no return. Parameters are the input values which we give to a method name. And return is the output. Main is the main entry point we know. Method overloading and method overriding we'll see in OOPS concept. For now, just uh, forget about it. We'll see in later videos. One line definition will be a method in Java is a block of code used to perform a specific task and improve code reusability, right? So this was all about this video. Thanks all. Bye bye. If you like my video, please do like, share, and subscribe.